Blue Mail is on our firebar room. I like this. We get a Brianna. And Ninjembro just said, screw it, we don't need that. We don't need Brianna. Wait, we don't need Brianna Kang. You can have it. I'm looking for the big key. That's really funny. Now, it would be really funny if Cape was in here. Okay, just 100 rupees. Wow, are we getting vanilla location big key? With Ice Mort. Oh no! Tyroom has our big key. Oh, I hate this. For the content. What makes this even funnier is that we don't have Cape to bypass all this. We gotta actively dodge, slash our sword around, stop these tiles from hitting us, and move away from the hand. This seed is being really rude. And there's our big key. I feel your pain on that one. More tower rooms than helicopters. What are the odds? I hate this. I hate this a lot. The Jimbro being our first run into entering Gauntlet. Not too far off. Maximum Barnage is right on his trail. Both runners are going in hand. They're going to be cleaning this rest of this seat up. Like I said before, it's going to be their race to lose. If they mess up on their execution, which I find that really hard to believe if you're this deep in, but anything can happen. The lack of safeties early in this run definitely did a number on our runners throughout the entirety of this race. No lie. Yeah, just like what's happening now with Super Nintailor having to traverse through. Oh my goodness. Traverse. Okay, you got two crystal rollers here going in two different directions, and you're on green mail. Like, really, game? You're gonna be like that? Is that how it's gonna be? Why you gotta be like that? Little Argus fight for us. We don't need to fight the actual Argus because killing off the entities first will allow us to go in. Argus jumps off the screen. The lane making their way into the gauntlet now. Thankfully, with the information in hand, Super Nintendo will be able to close the gap at the very least. Once they finish their fight in Turtle Rock, tile room being the big key. Go figure. We get Helmsar on our Morty 2 fight, which is at least we get a Helmsar, I guess. It's not a helicopter Helmsar, unfortunately. And one hit on the silvers brings down Helmsar. Maximum Varnish a little bit low on health, but they should be able to find. They got a blue potion. Gonna deploy the bomb tactics as well, which is a pretty safe way to do this fight. No, you fell again, Maximum Barnage, no. Alright, that's fine. Third time's a charm. Not too far off. The lane is doing their Argus fight. And Super Nintendo is now in Ganon's Tower. They're going to be getting their set of keys, and then they're going to be heading towards Tower Room to get their big key. Naturally, you need 3, so you can get into the right side, and then use the last 2 for the whatchamacallit, for the gauntlet. And Jimbro finishing up their gauntlet. They'll be the first ones to fight Ganon. Ooh, that's a dangerous place, but with Blue Mail, it shouldn't be that bad. Very nice use of the hook shot. Ooh, do be careful to... Oh, no, that's a death. I think they got a fairy left, though, right? Nope, never mind. That was in the early part of the fight, so they should be fine. Alright, we're gonna try again. Kind of. Oh, on 3 health. Alright, looks like Ninjimbo did enough damage to him. Not too far off, we have Maximum Barnage finishing up their Again a 2 fight. Not too far from that, we got the lane doing their Helmsar fight. And after that, we have Super and Taylor going into the gauntlet. That is a fucky sprite for bombs. I'm not gonna lie. And they get knocked down as well. Ninjimbro finishing up their Ganon. Get your GG's out for Ninjimbro. He'll be our first runner for this race to cross at a time of 1 hour, 15 minutes, and 41 seconds. Not too far behind. Maximum Barnage is looking to close this up. If both runners finish this race on the same team earlier than the opponents, then it will be a definite victory for them. As we get into the fourth phase, got the torch glitch. Can't miss that. Just got to pace yourself and make sure you don't get too excited here. That could be a double. Decide not to fire another arrow. That's okay, though. Down he goes. Ganon for Maximum Barnage. Get your GG's out for Maximum Barnage, as he will be our second runner to cross with the official time of 1 hour, 17 minutes, and 6 seconds. This locks in Bottles on Empty as our winner for today's race. As I believe we are joined by Bottles on Empty today. Good job on clearing this dungeon. Well, not dungeon, this seed. This seed is a little bit rude today. But this, like, between the giant spike on Hammer Jump and, like, the last part of Ganon's Tower, how do y'all feel?
I thought it was a good race. I thought we did fine. In post race, I was talking to Ninjimbro. I was like, I was very, very happy with everything leading up to Helma on Moorworm 2, and very, very unhappy with everything that happened after.
Yeah, it got a little bit rough.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, on my end, I felt really good about how I played and how we played as a whole. It was one of those unfortunate seeds where, like this doesn't happen all the time in co-op, but it does happen sometimes where it's just like, Barnage was the one, like, you know, we were talking in our chat, you know, about, like, you know, you go here, I'll go there, and, like, here was where everything was, and there was where nothing was.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those seeds.
So, like, I was basically, once Barnage had the knowledge of the mirror and 2 more swords in pod, I was like, okay, I'm just going up the mountain, chasing you, but I'm going to go over to Hera just in case Hera has something. And it did have the fire rod, which was a pretty big break for us at that point, I feel like. Because it would be very easy to just
miss it
stupidly
entirely.
Like, yeah, especially with, like, the way we were routing. It's like when he came down off the mountain, was like, yeah, I didn't touch Hera. Like, part of me was kind of like, why? But, like, also it's like, he was up there because it was super quick to, like, go do and then head to pod, and it's like, yeah, Pendant Hera with 2 items versus Crystal Pod with 5, both of which are probably clearable. It's like, yeah, I don't blame just heading to pod after doing the density Paradox Cave.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think I communicated this too well in chat, but I mean, like, part of the impetus too was like I wanted to have a potion so I could clean up Spike Cave,
Oh, that
and
too,
then
yeah.
I didn't have the money for both that and pod, but I knew doing pod first would give me the money. So I did that, and also got the mirror, which would have made all of those checks very convenient, including the book check, the Bombos tab check, if it came to that. But I kind of flubbed that one a little bit.
Okay, and then
Just lame.
yeah, I was gonna say in the midst of us talking here, the lane finishes with an official time of 1 hour, 19 minutes, and 47 seconds.
Yeah,
So,
this
yeah,
is
they-
one.
Yeah, they had like some very rough fights as well, especially early, and I think because a few, I believe the lane was like one of the ones that went to Skolets early with just they didn't have the bow, but like the moment y'all picked up the bow in Agina's closet and then Silver's was in Swamp Palace, we saw the difference of those boss fights like night and day.
So they
Were
just
they
missed
were
the
they
boat
like
again,
in go mode when they got the swamp? I'm assuming.
Yeah, they were in go mode when it got to I believe no, it wasn't in Swamp. They got into go mode when it was in Desert Palace because I
Yeah.
believe at that time both of you teams were looking for Titans events, and that was like the main go mode item.
Yep. Yeah, I figured if they didn't have silvers, they probably did desert before swamp, so they were able to just rush through swamp without opening anything. Although kind of surprising to not open the flooded chest. Although I guess maybe. Oh, actually, now that I think about it,
they
it's
missed
possible
the
that they got those and missed the Agina bow. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes a lot
They
more
s-
sense.
Yeah, they skipped out on me again as well very early. So when they got into Swamp and got in the bow, they was like, "Oh, we don't need to really look for a bow elsewhere," and
Yeah.
they started following that route away from Agina.
And to be fair to them too, there was like Ninjembro was talking to me and was like, "I'm gonna go get my bow," and then like maybe 10 seconds later was like, "Maybe I don't even need to get this." Because if pod's a pendant, it's gonna feel really dumb that I came all the way out here, but you know, it was a high probability, so it turned out okay.
Yeah, it's like. Yeah, it's an interesting one. It's really unfortunate for them too, because it's like if the mitts aren't in desert, like you get those silvers because you check Agina after killing the boss.
Yeah.
Also, look how rude Terran is to SMT. Look how few hearts he has.
Yeah, I think they were skipping out on a lot of hearts, and I think that ended up being like the factor against them. Because I think they were like the areas that they were checked didn't really provide any small hearts or whole hearts for that matter. So everything that the lane kind of covered, they kind of skipped over.
Dude, we just don't have the communication skills to like be specific about what chests we're opening. So like we just grab all the small hearts. Turns out okay.
Yeah, I definitely like. I see that a lot in these modes, and like I was actually talking to Varnish about this in the middle of this race. It's like you'll see so many teams where it's like one runner will open like everything in Mini Moldorm Cave, and it'll be like, you know, some bombs, some arrows, some, you know, like the thing that you're actually there for, and then like a heart piece or something. And it's like I'm not devoting enough brain energy to like either tell my teammate or listen to my teammate tell me, like, you're only opening the third chest from the left in Mini Moldorm Cave, because it's like those bombs and those arrows are like the extra like 50 rupees or whatever, like can be the ammo that like I run out of bombs at a key location, or like, you know, could be the extra 50 rupees I need to be able to buy a blue potion later on in the seed.
Yeah, that is true.
I think the effort that it takes versus like what you lose out on by like trying to like save 4 seconds of time, which ends up being like 2 seconds on average between the two runners, it's like, it's not worth it. Like, just, if there's something in one of the chests in a location, I'm just opening every single chest. With the exception of like Paradox Cave, like obviously Barnage told me like the only chests that were important were the ones where there's 2 of them.
And
There's nothing in the room of 5, yeah.
Yeah, if you can avoid a whole room, that's something else. But
Yeah. Super Nin Taylor has finished up their run with a time of. Am I reading this right? Okay, yeah, I am. 1 hour, 25 minutes, and 8 seconds. So, yeah, that will do it for Terra is a Great Game as they finish up their seed, and I believe we are being joined by them.
Yeah, or by half of them.
GG's, good work out there. It looked it real. The early deaths was really rough, but then again, y'all was rocking green mail and no safeties for like 2/3 of that run.
Yeah, that was a rough one, but
That
fun nonetheless.
yeah, we were talking a bit like well, we didn't mention this like here in the interview at all yet, but like I had a really early death to the Eastern blind, and I was just like, oh no.
Yeah.
How the seed's gonna go, but it's like, especially in this mode, and especially with it being co-op, like if you, especially to a super early boss like that, you just have to like brush it off and just be like, I'm gonna come back to this later, which is exactly what I did. Like Barnage was able to kill that blind and tell me that nothing was there, so I was like, okay, I can come back here with more hearts, maybe like actually a sword. And it worked out really well that the mirror was in pod because I was able to just do pod and Eastern, but like I sometimes forget, like when you don't have a cape or the blue cane and you're kind of low health, like just how much non-scripted blind sucks.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's like you look at the boss layout, it's like, oh, blind, this is easy, and then like you're like, hold up, 1 second.
I actually, now that I've played the seed, I unironically think that blind outside of blind's room is the hardest boss in this game, hands down, not even close.
Ice Trinex?
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Ice Trinex, like a
sorry.
worm in Gembro.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot about Ice Trinex. And honestly, there can be tricky bosses in Skullwoods too.
I was gonna say Vinny and Skull Woods is the worst.
Oh yeah, that's a tough one too. But yeah, other difference, Super Nin Taylor was there was a bow at Agina.
Yeah,
So-
I heard you guys talking about that. I was watching a little bit of the end while it was catching up.
Got it.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, that would have made Vidi and a bunch of stuff like a lot easier. So just
I didn't actually die to any bosses other than Ganon, but I had a few dungeon deaths. Yeah, that blind fight, I was pause buffering all over the place.
It was understandable. You was trying to make sure you dodge a lot of stuff. You was rocking like 7, like, was it still 7 health or was it like 6 or 4 health during that fight?
I don't know. I finished the game with 7 hearts, green mail.
But
Yeah.
you.
rude from Thelaine. I mean, you can look at everyone else. Look at everyone else. Look at everyone else on the seat. Everyone else has like 3 more hearts than you.
Yeah, he did tell me about blind, so it had like 2 full heart containers and a potion, but I was like, I don't want to go all the way down there just for that.
Yeah, I didn't tell Jimmer about that at all.
Oh,
Wait, about which one?
Blindside. You never went to Blindside.
No, I mean, you told me there was a bottle there. That was the only thing you told me was there.
Yeah, that was around the time where I was like, oh yeah, I should be like after I finished the first Blindside and I was like, oh right, this is Randomizer. I should be thinking about hearts and stuff. I was like, I'm on 5. Like that happened somehow.
I mean,
Don't really remember how.
yeah, I don't think I'm going into those for just hearts anyway, unless like
didn't think
way
so.
later into the seed, like I'm still like super unhealthy or something like that, which almost never is going to be the case. And
Yeah.
I happen to pick up quite a few hearts in like Village of Outcasts, and oh, there's 4 items all in the Back of Thieves, but the boss is a Vidi. I'm not doing Vidi, but I guess I'm doing Back of Thieves for like exactly a heart container.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
it was
Flame
a-
checked it early, and he's like, "Yeah, there's 2 whole heart containers, a bottle," and I was like, "I really hope that bottle is something."
Yeah, that $5 on
Yeah.
Sigma got it. So, but yeah, this is a fun race. I'm glad we got to do it.
So what y'all gonna do now that y'all finish y'all races for this week?
I'm going to SGL.
Yeah, we'll both be at SGL, and other than that, just relaxing for a week, not having to do league before playoffs start. I mean, playoffs are gonna, yeah, like the next, like after this like week off, even though it's not a week off because SGL is like, if you go the distance, it's like 1 billion races in 3 days.
Yeah.
But like after this week off, like it's once again going to be a pretty busy rando time, unless I don't know. We had a really good season last year, and then got knocked out first round of playoffs. So if like something like that happens again, it won't be super busy. But obviously, we're in it to win it.
Right.
I mean, we're in it to win it so much as we want to win, but like we also like as a team, like it's like we want to win, but like if we don't win, we're just like cool, we had fun.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. All right.
Yep.
Well, thanks for restream, guys. I really appreciate it. Thanks for comms, Esper Hub, and for tracking and all of that to Jestro and Uchibata.
Speaking of which, do give a follow to our runners for blessing us the opportunity to see this kind of a seed play out in full. They did a fantastic job finishing up this seed and giving us a good amount of fun content to work with. A follow to our trackers, Jestro Zongs and Yoshida Bato, who's been like double duty today. Definitely give them a follow. And I mean, I guess if you want to follow me, by all means, I wouldn't argue against that. But if you are interested in more Links to the Past Randomizer League runs, some more co-op Randomizer action, we do have some more runs lined up to you. If you look at the schedule today, I'm pretty sure someone had linked it down in the chat for you to look at. And I do believe that's it, unless y'all got some final statements for us.
That's it. We'll be there in playoffs. Looking forward to it. Thanks for the race again, SNT. It was nice racing against you again.
Yeah, GG. It was fun.
Yep.
With
Later,
that
have a
all,
good weekend.
yep. With all said and done, thank you all very much for watching. See you next race.